That's it. Play it out nice and easy.
What's the depth, please?
540 fathoms.
Is that all?
We also like speed, but not at the expense of safety.
How far is he now?
546 fathoms, sir.
Anything wrong?
Sonar's been picking up echoes.
Of what?
Whales. In full migration. Veering this way.
That could be what wrecked your deep sea lab.
Captain, this is sonar. Whales approaching. Bearing 070. Range 5,000 yards and closing fast.
That's close enough for me. I'm aborting the dive. Chief, stop the winch.
Stop engine.
No, please, you can't. Admiral, you can't.
It's too risky.
Bring it up, Chief. Fast.
Full reverse. Hello, Apple One. Come in, Apple One. The diver's aborted. We're bringing you up.
What does he say?
Please stop talking English. He's saying a lot of stuff in Russian. I can't make it out.
Let me speak.
Just a minute, ma'am.
It's all right, Chief. Let her talk.
Алексей? Катя? Ничего, сей спокоиться. Водолаз отплосен.
Captain, this is sonar. The whales are all around us and moving fast. A couple of them are starting to dive.
Rig for possible collision.
Get that bell up in a hurry.
Rescue team. Lay down at the aft missile room on the double.
Voyage to the bottom of the sea. Starring Richard Basehart, David Hedison, Voyage to the bottom of the sea.
Approaching the hook, Captain.
Open the belly hatch and prepare to take her aboard.
Right, sir. Skipper, look at this.
No need for you to watch this.
Okay, Kowalski. Crack the hatch.
Come on, move, Kowalski. Take it easy. Easy now.
How long will it take
How long will what take?
to fix the damage? Get ready for a new dive.
This is no time to talk about another dive.
Don't you ever expect to accept some risk?
Only when necessary. The valve has to be repaired. Then there's a problem of picking just the right man for the dive.
When the bell is repaired, I'll go.
Ma'am?
It's ready now, ma'am. At least it's ready for testing.
How long will that take?
Guess you have to get with Daddy on that.
Daddy?
Who else? You take this elevator down too soon, and it's a wipeout for all hands. You dig?
That young man, what dialect does he speak?
Hey, ma'am? That's Riley. He's a surfer.
Surf is one of the United States.
Well, yes, ma'am. It's a state of being like way out.
I see.
You seem to be in need of an interpreter, Doctor.
Admiral, why is there delay in testing?
We're waiting for the whales to clear out of the test area. You know as well as I do that when they're migrating, they have a one-track mind. They don't go around it, they go right through.
How soon?
The end of this week at the earliest.
Impossible.
Dr. Markova, we're scientists, we're not guinea pigs. We don't ask a man to lay his life on the line unless every avoidable risk has been eliminated.
Perhaps in your country, not in mine.
You have my sympathy.
I don't want your sympathy. Only cooperation. Once before I went over your head to my government, and yours. I'm ready to do it again.
Doctor, you've seen the results of one collision with a whale. If you'd been a little more patient then, your colleague would still be alive.
Alexis was more than a colleague. He was my very good friend. This is a joint project.
At the cost of how many more lives?
What will be the cost in lives one day if we don't go back now, before it's too late?
But be realistic, Doctor. A few more days and we may do it safely.
A few more days. Hundreds of migrating whales will have passed through this area. I doubt very much if there'd be enough left of our laboratory to put into a teacup. We must salvage what we can at any cost. If you are too tender-hearted to risk a man, I shall go myself.
Kowalski, would you volunteer to go down in this thing as it stands?
Sir? Are you asking me or telling me?
Just asking.
Yes, sir, I would.
All right, you got yourself a pilot.
Thank you very much.
No, not him. Me.
The great sperm whale. Equipped by nature with a homing device that makes your sonar look like a primitive child's toy. For the first time, we will have a chance to learn how it functions and how to adapt lessons for use either in submarines or for the automatic harvesting of giant underwater crops. Doesn't that excite you at all?
You know perfectly well that it does.
Perhaps you resent sharing this work with my country.
Oh, it may be that, as yet, we don't need it quite as desperately as you do.
You call yourself a scientist. Why, even this submarine of yours is nothing but a horse and buggy compared to what could be achieved within a few years if bureaucratic dunderheads like yourself weren't always shivering about the possible loss of a human life.
We'll call it a weakness if you like, but we happen to believe that every life is important.
Admiral, this is a war we are fighting. A war to keep up with the population explosion before it wipes us all off the map.
Dr. Markova, I've been fighting this war of yours at least as long as you have. But I also know that each time there's an accident or a casualty, it sets us back far more than if we'd waited until it was safe to proceed.
Admiral, this is the exec. All systems ready to lower away.
Ready?
Anytime you are.
Chip, how close are we to the undersea lab?
Fathometer reading
930, straight down.
Very well, fill the airlock. Pressure 1.5 atmospheres.
Pressure 1.5 atmospheres. Aye, sir.
We've been in the bathysphere, underwater.
Alexis was the adventurous one. I was strictly lab and test tube. But from now on, I'll be both.
You have to realize we'll be down there at least 3.5 hours. Now, once we're down, no matter what happens, there's no quick way we can get back to the surface.
You have time to back out.
Use an umbrella.
Leaking.
No, the pressure on the outside is squeezing the two halves together so tightly, it's forcing all the remaining moisture out of the joints. Of course, if the pressure should increase beyond a certain point,
They're out of visual range now. Pick it up on sonar.
Aye, sir.
Sweep radius 1 mile. Report anything large enough to make even a smudge on the screen, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, as soon as he reports a blip, you try and pick it up on visual.
Aye, sir.
Can you go any lower?
uh-huh.
Seaview calling Apple One. Urgent. Repeat. Urgent.
Go ahead, Seaview.
We're picking up a blip on sonar. Could be a whale, a big one.
How close?
Less than a mile.
Headed which way?
Straight at you from the looks of it.
We'll keep tracking it.
Aye, sir, but it seems to be traveling at a fantastic speed.
How fast?
What's its speed? Estimated 50 knots, sir. I know this sounds unbelievable, Admiral, but it's an estimated 50 knots.
I believe you. Haul us back up.
No, only 1 more minute. I must have a full report of the damage.
Another time.
There won't be another time. You know they won't. Another day and all this will be destroyed.
Sorry. Seaview to Apple One. Well within 900 yards and closing fast.
Admiral,
Yes, Lee?
I'm going to expel 100 gallons of shark repellent. Now, it won't scare him off, but it may blind him just long enough to miss you.
You better wait till he gets close.
Right. Depth 410. Keep it steady.
Aye, aye, sir.
Missile room, this is the captain.
Chief Sharkey here, Captain.
Load 100 gallons of shark repellent. Number 3 tube. Expel on signal.
Aye, aye, sir. Ready to expel, Skipper.
Right. Let it go.
Go.
Crash dive. Set a pursuit course and overhaul that whale.
Aye, sir. Prepare to dive.
We're at flank speed now, catching up. Can we put a torpedo in them?
No. If we kill a whale, they're finished too.
You don't believe they're still alive in that thing? They couldn't be.
Why not? The Bell's watertight, isn't it? They've got oxygen. There's still a chance, a good one.
He knows we're after him. He's trying an evasive action.
All right, stay with him. No matter what he tries, you keep on his tail. I'm going to the missile room.
Aye, sir.
Range 870.
870. Number 2, delayed action.
Ready to load, sir.
Load the warhead with 500 cc's of anodyne.
We got it right here, Skipper.
Now, wait a minute. Make it 3/4 strength. I don't want to paralyze the whale completely. He'd sink like a rock and we'd never see him again.
Aye, aye, sir. 3/4 strength it is. Riley, load the warhead.
Skipper. But how do we get the Admiral out of there?
We go in after him. How else? Well, you see, Kowalski...
Man, that'll make riding a hot tube seem like kid stuff.
Range 75 yards and closing fast.
At 50 yards. Give orders to fire.
Right.
Range 65 yards. 55 yards. Range 50 yards. 48. 45.
Now! Fire 2.
Where are we now?
Well, we seem to be in a sort of state of temporary suspension.
Where's my camera? Look at this. Blunderer.
Yeah, I seem to be a little bit out of practice.
I want to get back to the sub at once. I will make a new dive this afternoon. This time with an experienced pilot.
I see what you mean.
Well, what are you waiting for?
Frankly, I can't think of anything else to do at the moment.
We have just enough air left for 92 minutes. That should last us easily till we get back. We start right now.
Dr. Markova, do you have the slightest idea of where we are?
Impossible. There is no whale now in existence big enough to swallow this.
The Archaeoceti.
Long ago extinct.
To revive a tired old joke, you know it and I know it, but perhaps he doesn't. After all, our ancestors weren't skeptical about the story of Jonah. They knew that there were fish big enough to swallow a man.
Ancient history. Myths.
Sorry. Didn't mean to taunt you with a book you've never read.
The Bible, I've read it. I am not ignorant. Jonah, of course, was a very poor sailor, though perhaps he would have made a good admiral. How do we get out? We can't sit here and wait.
Now, look, a few moments ago, the whale suddenly quieted down. It may just have gone to sleep, but on the other hand, someone might have put him to sleep.
Even if they have put him out for a moment, how will you men get us out of here? Before the air gauge hits 0.
Now, this is the cross-section of the whale's anatomy.
Do we go right into him, sir?
Past those teeth? That's right, right in here.
Man, that's wild. Sir, are just the three of us enough?
Oh, I think so, Kowalski. You, Riley, and myself.
Large whale, dead ahead. Collision course.
Evasive action, hard left rudder.
Man, dig that fish! Brace yourselves.
All systems on emergency power.
Steady as you go.
We better keep dodging?
No, keep on his tail. I'm trying to beat him. It's the only way to make sure he won't sink. Missile room, this is the captain. Tube number 4. Stand by to fire.
He's down on the ledge, quiet as a baby.
Hard right rudder. Come about in a full 360-degree turn. Is the cable in position?
Yes, sir. A titanium cable with a 5-inch hook. You'll find it right next to the airlock outside. It's light, but good and strong, sir.
Good.
All systems normal.
Have a man stand by the winch with a fire hose, just in case the friction on the cable heats it up too fast.
We'll handle everything on this end, sir.
You ready?
Aye, sir.
Let's go, Skipper. What's the pressure in the airlock?
1.47.
Very well.
We have perfect trim. You'll be able to swim right into the jaws.
Well, let's hope they stay open. I'd hate to try and cut our way through a 15-foot wall of bone and blubber.
Sir, excuse me. But couldn't we keep his jaws propped open with a couple of those 5-inch steel girders we got stored for collision?
No, he'd snap one of those like a toothpick. Now, once we're inside, if you see him tighten his jaws, fire another charge of anesthetic.
Half strength?
Half strength. Just behind the skull. You got it?
Right.
All right, let's get to work.
Sir?
Just don't you worry, sir. And you two. Just bring back these suits in one piece, you understand?
All right, Chief.
Take care now.
Diving party in the water. They have visual contact with the whale now. Still have contact, Sparks? It's getting fainter. The skipper said they'd just entered the whale's jaws. Don't lose contact. I'll do my best.
Tube 4. 500 cc's anodyne, half charge. Prepare to fire. Ready on 4. Fire 4.
You all right?
You're hurt.
That was just a whack on the head. I'll survive.
Air. No air.
There's no shortage of oxygen yet.
I can't breathe. The gauge is wrong.
It's a constriction of the windpipe. You're plain scared. Here. Take a couple of swallows of this. Here. So.
Oh. Thank you.
We gotta come to a decision now.
For what? How to die?
Two possibilities. We could use the rocket launcher to try to blast our way out of here.
We can? Then what are we waiting for?
For the last possible moment. Because the odds would be about 10 to 1 against us.
10 to 1. Percentages, statistics. Even with your life hanging by a thread. Admiral, you are the perfect bureaucrat.
Katya Markova, do you have any idea of how deep we are? Well, I don't. Even if we blasted the bell out of here with a grenade launcher, we'd still have to fight our way out. And we'd have to try to swim to the surface. If we were too deep, we'd be crushed.
What's our other choice?
Well, we could discharge the petroleum in the ballast tanks. Perhaps that might irritate the whale's stomach enough so that he'd try to disgorge us the way the great fish did to Jonah after 3 days.
I don't want to pin my life on the accuracy of a fairy tale.
Well, actually, Jonah wasn't the only man to ever make it back from the belly of a whale.
More fairy tales.
No. This is a pretty well-documented case about an English sailor named James Bartley. And he spent 24 hours in the stomach of a sperm whale back in 1891. And he got out alive. Bleached, white as a bone, and quite mad.
Charming. Well, which is it to be?
Neither one. For the moment, I prefer to wait.
For what? For Captain Crane? To come and send a squad of volunteers right into the jaws of a whale?
Well, what would you suggest that we do? Bail out?
Launch the explosive. Have done with it.
But I'm afraid that if we launch the explosives, we might kill anyone attempting to rescue us.
You told me you people believe every life is precious. Then why should they risk a single life for ours?
Yes, that's just the point. It's because every life is important that they'll risk anything to try to save us.
Have you reestablished radio contact with the captain? We were reading each other 5 by 5 till the whale closed its jaws. I guess those radio signals got smothered in all the tons of blubber. Keep trying. Yes, sir.
No! Put the knife away! He'll be squeezed to death. Another pain reaction like the last one and we'll all be dead. Wait a minute. I'll use a shortwave unit. Ultrasonic waves. It'll relax the muscular constriction. Now wait here. Whatever happens, don't make a move for at least 5 minutes. Either of you. Unless I signal. Okay.
"22 minutes left.
So it would seem.
And still no sign.
What sort of a sign were you expecting?
Too bad your book of Jonah wasn't more specific about the procedure he employed.
Oh, but it is. It's quite specific.
Really?
He simply and, well, quite sensibly, I suppose, addressed himself to the author of his temporary misfortune. But I was cast me into the depth, into the heart of the seas. I went down to the bottoms of the mountains. The earth with her bars closed upon me forever. Yet hast thou brought up my life from the pit.
Of course, all we have is his side of the story.
Oh, he was called Jonah ben Amittai, the son of the truthful one. He must have been pretty good at his job. Otherwise, the Lord wouldn't have sent him to try to save the corrupt city of Nineveh. Just as you went down to the heart of the seas to try to save your laboratory.
And I will save it. Now you've done it.
We got 16 minutes of air left. 16 minutes to get this thing fixed.
The captain ain't here now. Better wait till he comes back. Call it. You want to make this a real flake out? You want to die here? You hurt that whale and everybody's going to die. No! No!
The Admiral has 13 more minutes of oxygen left. If he's still alive. Any contact with the captain?
No, sir.
Keep trying. Another 10 or 12 minutes and they might as well turn back. If they can.
the cable! The hook's dug in. It's okay.
Let us out of here. Now, while we're still alive.
We've only got 7 more minutes, Riley. Can you free that hook? Can't budge it. Too much tension. It won't help to get back to the bell if we can't hook it up. Now keep trying.
Can't you do it any quicker? Six minutes left to go. Wouldn't it take us almost that long to reach the surface?
Yeah. If we're blown free, if we can manage to scramble out of the bell, and if we're not too deep to fight our way back to the surface.
And if we are too deep?
You better follow the example of Jonah.
What's that?
Pray hard.
Will it work now?
Keep away.
Do you want to wait until we're out of oxygen?
Frankly, I'm still willing to gamble there's someone out there trying to get to us. Someone who'd be killed if we fire this too soon.
Got it, Skipper! Good! Ollie!
Looks like we'll have to blast our way out after all. Just so we can make it. Now, the explosion should blow us free from the whale, the way an ejector seat does in a jet airplane. Just hope it doesn't blow out these portholes, too.
Suppose if there had been a rescue party.
Well, it's too late for that now.
Admiral,
Yeah?
the man who died in this bell, Alexis. Next month we were to be married. Before he went down, he said to me, almost his last words, people like us, like you, we should be friends.
Take a deep, deep breath. When I count to 3, hold it as long as you possibly can. 1, 2.
Let out the cable. Fast. Don't lock the drum until he's at 2,000 feet of cable.
Did you get the cable attached? Aye, aye, sir.
No. We'll try to reel him in and hope he doesn't break the cable. Start reeling in the cable at 3 feet per second.
Call me if you feel him fighting.
Aye, aye, sir. Reel in 3 feet per second.
He's starting to fight it.
Keep reeling him in. Can you reel him in, Chief? I don't know, sir. He's fighting it pretty hard. Keep pulling him in. Yes, sir. Slow it. Let me be out.
Chip tells me we've been getting all sorts of radio calls from the press services. They want to know all about what it was like down there.
That's right, ma'am. Particularly your impressions.
My impressions were recorded long ago.
Recorded?
I went down to the bottoms of the mountains. The earth with her bars closed upon me forever.
Yet hast thou brought up my life from the pit.
This weapon is a high-velocity hypospray capable of injecting a liquid into a human body through clothing and skin without the slightest sensation whatever. May I demonstrate? Did you feel anything?
Nothing.
Yet you were injected with 2 milliliters of distilled water. Harmless, of course.
Remarkable.
When the distilled water is combined with unstable cesium and injected into a human body, it will turn it into a living bomb. This cartridge contains a minute fraction of cesium, but it will serve as a demonstration. Cesium has now been introduced into the circulatory system, where it will remain harmless until triggered by proximity to a nuclear reactor. We will now introduce a small amount of radioactive material into the area.
you are aware, comrade, that it would be impossible, even for us, to take a nuclear device past the borders of the Soviet Union. Is that not so?
It is.
Therefore, we have devised a plan that would cause the Americans to send a top agent into a most sensitive area of the Soviet Union. Of course, somewhere along the way, he will have been injected with the cesium solution.
And that agent becomes your bomb.
A bomb 50 times more powerful than the first atomic bomb. It will trigger the regrettable but necessary war between your country and the United States, from which we will emerge the rulers of the world.
Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. Starring Richard Basehart, David Hedison, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea.
Just keep on taking core samples. I'll either rejoin you or you'll get new orders. All set, Chip?
Ready to go, sir.
What about the official visit to San Cristobal?
Well, cancel it. Tell them we're having some kind of mechanical trouble and we're returning to base. As soon as you can, get in touch with Katie and have her send the material on this list to Washington on the microfilm relay. I want it waiting for me when I get there.
Will do. Have a good flight.
You'll be hearing from me. All right, Chip, let's get started.
Sir?
Okay. Starting checklist.
Roger.
Jet index.
Clear. Rocket assist.
Red and flashing.
Watertight hatches.
Closed and locked. Fuel, 500 pounds. Ready to start engines.
Clear to start engines.
Prepare to launch.
Ready to launch. Launch circuits green and go.
Vehicle, green and go.
Launch. Sparks, patch the video phone through to Santa Barbara. I'll take it in here.
Aye, aye, sir.
Nelson Institute to Seaview. Do you read me? Over.
Read you, I can almost touch you.
Will you scramble, please?
It's no fun scrambling alone.
Go ahead, Seaview.
Katie, the Admiral's been called to Washington. It's very urgent. Now, he wants you to have the following there ahead of him by microfilm relay.
Ready.
Sheets 21, 27. 102 and 105 through 181, all in series 8000.
Got it.
Send it on to Naval Intelligence. Attention, Vice Admiral Johnson.
This is a tough one, Harry.
I'm still waiting for an easy one.
One of our top people inside the Soviet Union has word that the Russians are experimenting with a subsurface nuclear device that'll top anything in the world.
Oh, they've tried that before.
No, not like this. Its potential is in excess of 200 megatons. Self-activating, multidirectional. They just put one of these on the bottom of each ocean and they own the world.
Well, if they have it, makes every other weapon system obsolete.
Yes, sir, including the one you're working on now.
Mm-hmm. It's about the size of it.
What we've got to know, Harry, is if they can really pull it off. And you're the man who can tell us. Take a look at this. Their experimental station is on the Black Sea, a little town called Gorov. Our top agent in the Soviet Union will be working with you.
Well, who is this agent?
Get your hat, I'll introduce you.
I'm happy to meet you.
My privilege.
Are you enjoying the paintings, Admiral?
Very much. I must say I don't always understand them.
One does not try to understand. One merely feels, reacts. Here, let me show you something. I have managed to work a map into this painting. It is the best I can do until you get to my studio in Gorov. You will be there during the annual hydrojet races. Somehow we will use the races to cover your moves. Now, the deep blue area represents the south end of the course. Try to memorize these lines, as they are accurate latitude and longitude parallels. This group of black dots is roughly the area you will head for. They are using seawater to cool the reactors, and the intake is somewhere in that area. And I am particularly proud of the blending of this rich cobalt blue and the burnt umber.
Oh, yes, I know. Mother Earth embracing the sea. How far from the shore is that area?
Well, I'm not certain, but it won't be over 1,000 yards.
Is there likely to be any security on
The ambassador just came. He's looking for Lichka.
Oh.
Thank you, Admiral. We shall meet again. Soon.
I'll be looking forward to it. She's magnificent. You know, this assignment is beginning to look better.
Your passport. Along with your passport, you'll need your Soviet identity card. Your Soviet ration book. And your leave papers.
What about the uniform?
Well, the uniform, your socks, shoes, underwear, keys, money, valise, other personal items will be sent ahead to Seaview. Now, we have a couple of surprises. We've established that this brand is a favorite with the Soviet Navy. Now, these are 6 normal cigarettes, and these 4 on this side are identical to the other, only in appearance. Actually, each one of these is a tiny oxygen cylinder with 2 minutes of oxygen in each, under tremendous pressure, of course.
But your boys are improving.
Each cylinder is threaded on one end so that it will fit into the rebreather right here. Now, in order to use the rebreather, you press this catch, and that releases the rubber mouth grip. Are you ready to go underwater?
That's nice. Very nice.
Now, in actual tests, the average time to assemble has been about 40 seconds. That means that this can be accomplished while underwater in the space of 1 breath. Now, I have something else. This is a genuine Soviet timepiece. Common and inexpensive, and it actually tells time. However, we've rebuilt it slightly. Now, the movement has been replaced by a super-thin unit powered by a micro-energizer. The remaining space has been used to accommodate 3 lethal darts propelled by tiny high-pressure gas units. Now, it's on safety until you give it the quarter turn. And you fire it by depressing the winder. I'll show you. It might come in handy.
Well, at least I'll always know what time it is.
Well, that's about it, Harry. Take Seaview to the Black Sea and have it stand by to pick you up.
Right.
And good luck. See that you get back in one piece.
Thanks.
Bang, bang, you're dead, mister, you're dead.
We're entering the Black Sea. Rig for silent running.
Yes, sir.
Anything on distant sonar, Chief?
Nothing, Captain. Oh, hold it. Double contact bearing 2707.
Engine room. All stop.
Sir.
A pair of Soviet destroyers. Odessa class.
Distance 2,000 yards. Heading straight for us, sir.
Chip. Take it down and hug the bottom. Program sonar decoy.
Aye, aye, sir. Destroyers 1,000 yards.
What's our depth?
90 feet, and we're on the bottom, sir.
Well, they probably haven't picked us up on sonar. But we're not deep enough. They may hit our antenna array.
Destroyers 500 yards.
All right, hang on. It's going to be close.
Destroyers 200 yards.
Let's get underway, Mr. Morton. We'll stay on silent running for the time being.
Aye, aye, sir. Breezer directly below.
We're turning inland. Drop site is 1 minute away. Altitude, 11,000 feet.
Wind velocity?
18 miles an hour. It's going to be a rough landing.
Just stay this side of the border. With that wind, I'll drift 5 or 6 miles inside Russia without you violating Soviet airspace. Open escape hatch.
10 seconds to drop side, Admiral. Good luck.
You too, Lee.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Identity papers. Your papers. What are you doing in the streets at this hour? Where are you going?
To Gorov.
Gorov. It's a long way. Why are you not traveling by train?
Well, I missed my connection.
You only have a 72-hour pass. You'll spend all your time walking. Get into the car. Get in. We'll take you to the Army motor pool. They'll give you a lift to Gorov. A sailor on leave has better things to do than walk, huh?
We waited outside this building until he came out. I then injected him with the hypo spray. 2 days after I completed my assignment on Admiral Nelson, you picked me up.
Get him out of here. Get this message to Lichkin and Gorov right away.
No, this is where I live.
Oh, you mean this is where your girl lives, huh? Oh, come on, let's have a party. No. Go on. We'll have a party tomorrow. Tomorrow, right?
Alexei!
Alexa, have a good lead. Come on.
Your two companions provided you with excellent cover, Alexei.
Well, you were pretty convincing yourself. I wish I were just a sailor on leave.
For tonight you are, Admiral. But first we will have something to eat. Make yourself comfortable. I will only be a minute.
Beautiful. You know, it's remarkable that such a great artist should also be
A spy, Admiral? I do not agree. To be either, one must be a fanatic. I love freedom as much as I love beauty. About both, I am fanatic.
So am I.
The hydrojet races will be in 2 days. All the arrangements have been made. But for now, let us not be fanatics. Let us forget our duty.
Claims Nelson never reached her. That means either he was picked up by the secret police or for some reason he couldn't contact her.
Isn't there a third possibility? Litchka might be a double agent.
Then she wouldn't have told Nelson the mission was aborted. She'd do everything possible to make certain he reached the experimental station.
There are a lot of possibilities, aren't there?
And just one thing we can be sure of. Someone's got to get to Nelson before he gets close enough to that reactor to activate the cesium in his bloodstream. We need someone he knows and who knows him. Now, we've made arrangements for you to cover the Gorov hydrojet races as a photographer for Picture World magazine.
Well, I'm a pretty fair amateur photographer, but I don't know if I can pull it off.
Your caption writer will brief you. She's on her way.
Katie!
Lee!
I'm glad Johnson thought to send you.
So am I. Any news of the Admiral?
No, nothing yet.
Will you put the equipment and the cases on the table and open them, Francis?
No, Sharky. Everybody calls me Sharky.
Thank you, Sharky.
You're welcome.
Johnson sent some special equipment. I'll brief you on it.
Right.
This box you're to keep with you at all times. It contains cameras, film, and an exposure meter. Inside the gadget box, a small flash unit. This film we use for taking pictures. The other side contains boxes which look like film, but are actually smoke bombs. They're detonated by pressing this spot. Inside the handle of the flash unit are masks and breathing units, which we can also use underwater. The lens brush is the most important piece of equipment we've got. It contains the antidote that will neutralize the cesium-1000 in the Admiral's bloodstream. You'd better carry it with you at all times.
I understand.
Lee, our orders are to stop the Admiral from reaching that reactor room, whatever the cost. This lens mount is actually a high-powered rifle, accurate to within 500 yards. If we can't get close enough to give him the antidote, then your orders are to kill him.
Tomorrow morning at dawn, you will report to Vasily Karmov, who is driving the Yugoslavian entry. Just before the race, you will take his place. Sometime during the race, you will deliberately roll the boat over, right here, about 100 yards from the experimental station.
Well, that'll be a lot of fun at 200 miles an hour.
You must do it in such a way that you will not be hurt.
Oh, just badly bruised.
Underwater, you will swim to this spot. There, 20 feet beneath the surface, you will find the intake pipe that leads to the reservoir from which water is pumped to cool the reactor.
Are there any sharp bends or obstructions in the pipe?
No. When you have reached the reservoir, you will swim to this point. That is the entrance to the reactor. There will be a guard in front of the door. Once you have disposed of him, you will go through the door into the reactor room. Then when you have found out what you need to know, you will retrace your steps and return here. Is that clear?
Perfectly.
Will only be a few minutes.
I'm worried, Lee. It's been a bit too easy so far. Where are the secret police?
Don't you know there's no such thing as secret police in this lovely country?
Oh. Then how come the driver knew exactly where Comrade Lichka lived?
Well, let's just say that she's Gorov's most famous citizen.
Oh.
Have you got the bug?
Yes.
Good, let's go.
Go away, I am busy.
I have to talk to you.
No visitors today, I'm painting.
I'm a friend of the Admiral's.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm from Tryon Galleries.
Come in, come in. You should not have come here. The secret police are everywhere.
Have you any news of Admiral Nelson?
No. They must have picked him up.
Is there any way we can be sure of that?
I have tried. There is no way. The secret police do not reveal who they arrest. I was just getting ready for another trip. It seems all I ever do is travel. Please go now. There is nothing more I can tell you.
Yes, well, I'm sorry we detained you.
I understand. You are naturally worried about Admiral Nelson. What will you do now?
We're going to the hydrojet races. If the Admiral is there, we've got to get to him before he starts with the experimental station.
He could not be. How could he be without having contacted me? Who would have made the arrangements for him?
He's a very resourceful man. Goodbye. And thank you.
This is Comrade Lichka. 2 American spies, a man and a woman, will be at the boat races today. The man is tall, wearing a brown corduroy jacket, carrying a camera.
Why don't we invite Comrade Lichka to attend the races with us,
I am sure she'd be delighted.
Please let me go. I have told you Nelson is not here. You have looked everywhere. I am not lying.
And there's nothing to worry about. Just relax and enjoy the race.
If you tell us where he is, we can stop him before he gets to the reactor. If you don't care about anything else, save yourself.
I think it's him. It is him. I'll have to shoot him. There's too much movement.
Shoot. Kill him. If he gets in near the explosion, we'll kill us all.
One more move like that, and you won't have to wait for an explosion.
Can't do it. There's got to be another way.
Look!
We've got to stop him. Let's get out of here fast.
You will never make it.
Well, you better not try and signal anyone. Let's go.
What happened to the other driver?
Oh, he was taken ill, sir. I was called to fill in for him.
Oh, well, I have to get another camera out of the trunk. Would you get that case, please?
That one, sir?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
much for a policeman friend. What about her?
Oh, she's learning to coexist. Aren't you, comrade?
And she's going to tell us how to get to that research center.
It is impossible. There are guards at all the gates.
Yes, but there are gates. How many guards?
Sometimes 2, sometimes 3 or 4.
Is there much traffic in the area?
The road only goes to the sea.
There's got to be a way. If the Admiral goes into that reactor room, this whole area will go up, and none of us will get out of this place alive.
Please let me go. I beg of you. I cannot harm you now.
I'm sorry, comrade. We need you here.
You're not much, but you're all the trading stamps we've got at the moment.
All right, Katie, you drive. On 4. When we get to the gate, stall. We'll play it by ear from then.
Junior there is out for a while. What now?
Try to get the other guard over here.
That may take more than a wiggle.
Now, if you want to live longer, you'll work with us, not against us. And park at the end of the loading dock. Now, while you're waiting, get in touch with Morton and have him bring the flying sub in underwater. As close to shore as he can. You got it?
Yes, right.
Okay.
Charles!
Admiral, listen to me. Litchka's not what you thought. She's a double agent working for him.
I don't know how, but before you left the States, you were injected with a solution of unstable cesium. Do you know what would have happened if you'd gone into that room?
I can imagine.
I have the antidote. It'll neutralize the cesium instantly.
Here. Get on with it. I still want to see what's inside that room. Seen all I need to. Let's get out of here. Well, who's minding the Institute?
Nelson!
Admiral! We've only got 3 masks. Come on!
Is that call through to Washington?
Yes, sir.
Johnson, this is Nelson. I'm fine, Johnson. Johnson, will you listen to me for a minute? I want you to put a call through to the Russian embassy the moment I hang up. Tell them we had a little fracas at their Black Sea Intergalactic Space Probe Center. Yeah, that's right. A nuclear-powered space probe. Tell them we were only trying to prevent it being destroyed. I think they'll understand. That's right. That's right. There was no weapon there, just a couple of reactors. But the whole show was put on to try to provoke a war. It almost succeeded. If I'd walked into that room, well, I'll fill you in later. I want to get in some dry clothes. Johnson has it confirmed. Litchka was a double agent.
She always looked evil. Don't you think so, Admiral?
Not always, Katie. No, that's, not always. Lee, when you get changed, come down to my cabin.
Yes, sir, with pleasure.
I want to tell you a story about a broken watch crystal that saved your life.
They're locked into us, sir. We've got to surrender, Skipper. Blow the tanks. Take us up. Our panic from you, Hill. Get out of here. Get back to your station.
Grady, stop your engines. Spill all the oil you can. Now hear this. All hands, stay at your stations. No walking and no noise.
The USS Tetra is doomed.
If we hadn't stuck a fish you out of the ocean, we wouldn't be in this fix.
You should have left me to drown.
You're not long on gratitude, Lieutenant Nakamura.
Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. Starring Richard Basehart, David Hedison, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea.
Now for news of the islands. Today, November the 16th, 1973, one of the most unusual stories of World War II may come to light here in Honolulu, more than a quarter of a century after VJ Day. Admiral Harriman Nelson and his fabulous research submarine Sea View are at the subbase in Pearl Harbor at this moment, examining what seems to be an authentic message from the USS Tetra. The Tetra was a World War II submarine based at Pearl Harbor, which was presumed lost on patrol somewhere in the South Pacific at the close of the war. Information from reliable naval sources seems to indicate that some of the original crew, years ago officially declared killed in action, may, in fact, still be alive. Now, if this turns out to be true, if the message proves indeed to be from the Tetra, we may be on the verge of discovering the details of the most incredible tale of survival in the long annals of the sea. A tale that began with the discovery of a small bottle floating in the water.
This seems incredible, sir. Oh, it's authentic, Chip. The Navy lab has given it every test.
Could the Navy clue us into the source?
They've combed the whole area with subs, surface ships, planes, and come up with nothing. So, they want our help. Chief Sharkey.
Yes, sir.
Recall all Liberty parties. Have the crew ready for departure at 0600.
Aye, aye, sir.
I understand the urgency, sir, but can we be ready by then?
Why not, Chip? You know, Captain Crane, always prepared.
Beautiful.
Yes, it is, Lee.
Not the ocean, you.
I'm starting to realize I shouldn't be up here with you without a chaperone.
Oh, it's a little old-fashioned, isn't it?
I'm an old-fashioned girl.
You realize, of course, the chaperone wouldn't allow me to kiss you again. Like this. Yes, Chief. What is it?
Orders from Admiral Nelson, skipper. You're to report to dockside immediately. We shove off at 0600.
Okay. Thanks, Chief.
You're welcome.
At least my chaperone was imaginary.
This bottle was picked up in a fisherman's net off the coast of Hawaii. He had the good sense to turn it over to the naval authorities at Honolulu. Now, the Navy has supplied me with a photostatic copy of the paper that was inside the bottle. Naval scientists have analyzed both the paper and the handwriting on the note, and it's absolutely authentic. It's written on the official stationery of a submarine, the USS Tetra.
Tetra? I don't recall any sub by that name.
But it's not surprising the Tetra was lost and presumed missing in action on July 20th, 1945. Now, there was one survivor, a sonar man named Hill, who's long since dead. He blamed the loss of the Tetra on its commander, Lieutenant Ryan. He claimed that he could have saved the sub, but lost his head, blundered, and doomed the vessel. That was 28 years ago. But this note, signed by Lieutenant Ryan, is dated 140 days ago.
Sorry, sir. This is our new man, Frank Worden, STS specialist. He just reported for duty, and I brought him to you as ordered.
Welcome aboard, Whitten. Thanks. I understand you're thoroughly trained in the use of our new subterrestrial scanner.
Yes, sir.
Well, we're going to need it on this mission. I want you to uncrate it and have it aligned as soon as possible.
Aye, aye, sir.
To continue, this note gives the latitude and the longitude, and then it goes on to say, please help us. Cannot hold out much longer. Trapped in underwater cave. Only 5 of us are left. Myself, Lieutenant Tommy Wilson, Lieutenant Isaka Nakamura, Yeoman Burger Johnson, Torpedoman Cliff Bates. Signed, James Ryan, Lieutenant USNR Commanding.
Hey! Come on, Mac. We haven't got all day. Shake a leg.
So that's it, gentlemen. We have to find an underwater cave where 5 poor devils have been trapped for 28 years.
Here, let me help you.
No. You still tremble from your last illness. Prudence suggests the wisdom of resting for a few more days. I'm strong. I'll dig for you.
No, you've all taken my place for the past week. It's about time I get back to work. Besides, I want to see how much deeper the tunnel is.
Oh, at least another 4 feet. It's almost as deep as the one we dug 8 years ago. The one that collapsed and buried Sims in York.
We're having better luck with this one. At least we haven't run into any of that rotten shale.
Yeah, real good luck. Why, we'll be through the side of the mountain in at least 10 years.
We've got to keep trying, don't we?
Looks like all that current's doing the Watusi. Hey, how about putting you down for our AC-Doocy tournament tonight? It'll be a real ball.
No, thanks.
I guess you don't dig cards, huh?
Admiral, take a look at the seismograph report.
Pressure. A lot of pressure, like a volcano on the verge of erupting.
It's coming from that island we're heading for.
Thank you, sir. The flying sub is ready, Admiral. I personally checked all systems.
Thank you, Chief. I'll be using channel 1.2 on the monitor.
Yes, sir.
Wood, are you satisfied with the scanner?
I had some trouble with the refraction circuitry, sir, but I straightened it out.
All right. Have you checked out on the emergency procedures for the flying sub?
Studied the manual, sir.
Good. All right. Let's go.
They've been in there too long. We never should have let Johnson work. It's agony for him.
But the rewarding agony, friend Ryan. It may perhaps be the best medicine. The beast beneath us still shows his ugly temper.
That's the third shake today. It's more than we've had all week.
Johnson! Bates! Come out of there!
It is to be hoped that the earth dragon stirs but restlessly in slumber. Perhaps it will return to deeper sleep.
And maybe they won't. Maybe it'll blow sky high and take all of us with it, if we're lucky.
Oh. Do not despair, my friend. Fate has not preserved us all these years for nothing more than a fiery death in the bowels of a volcano.
You still believe, don't you, Lieutenant Nakamura?
My people will come. I know it.
Nelson Seaview. We're at cruise altitude. Visibility excellent.
Seaview acknowledging, Admiral. Transmission is scale 10 quality.
Good. I'll switch you to the nose side.
They'll be at the island in 20 minutes. Call me then. Anything since that big shake a few minutes ago?
No, sir. It's been pretty quiet.
Well, volcanoes can be like that. They stir up a little excitement, and they settle back for another 100 years. Let's hope this one does.
Seaview, there's a volcanic island dead ahead. See what you can pick up on the scanner, Warden. Warden!
You're allowed to hold a smoother, sir. Give me a 30-degree bank.
I hope the transmission's still clear. Get a look at this crater. You see down in the crater, Lee? There's bound to be a cave under there.
Where's Bates? Bates dead.
Listen. I hear something.
What?
It's a weird sound. Sort of like an airplane.
He's right. I hear it too. Someone's found us.
My countrymen have come for us at last.
Are you sure you heard something?
I'm sure I did. It was a funny sound, sort of a whine.
Well, I remember when Smith heard those voices years ago. What was that, 10 years? He tried to climb the walls.
Smith was out of his mind, and you know it. There was a sound. We all heard it.
The gods of chance work in strange ways. Perhaps one of the bottles you placed in the underwater tunnel made its way to the sea and was retrieved.
It's gotta be it. All right, Wilson. I just don't want to get our hopes too high.
You speak with the voice of logical prudence, Lieutenant Ryan. But the sweet whisper of optimism wails in my heart. It tells me to properly prepare myself for the so long awaited arrival of my countrymen. So,
He just can't get over the fact that Japan might have lost the war, can he?
If it wasn't for that belief, Nakamura would have died years ago. His faith has been his sustenance.
Yeah, it's a lot of poppycock, Skipper. He wants to live as much as the rest of us. Win, lose, or draw. He'll know what the score is when that plane sends help for us.
Circled the entire island, Lee. Wordman's taking readings. Anything showing up?
Yes, sir, there is an underwater cave. I can't make out the details.
The scanner shows an underwater tunnel leading right into the crater. I'm going to submerge and take a look.
Can't you wait till we get there, Admiral? The seismograph's been showing some nasty disturbances in that area.
Oh, I think it's worth a try. Maybe when we get closer underwater, the scanner will work better. Keep at it.
Rough going, as you can see. Treacherous current here. I could use these Seaview's electronic stabilizers. See it? The tunnel. I can't control it. We're caught in the current. We're being swept in. Lee, I can't.
Seaview to Admiral Nelson, come in. Admiral, do you read me? Engine room, I want full emergency power. Every RPM you've got.
It looks bad, Lee.
Well, they're probably having trouble with communications. Nothing more than that.
Wilson, that sound. We really heard it, didn't we?
You bet we did. Loud and clear.
We thought we heard it, Johnson. But we thought we heard things before, too.
Well, what else have you heard lately, Lieutenant? A woman's voice, a symphony orchestra, or maybe an angel's heart?
Shut up, Wilson. I just don't want to build up false hopes again, that's all.
This time, Lieutenant, I do not believe they are false. It is as you saw me 28 years ago. I have saved it for such an occasion.
Are you crazy, Nakamura? What are you dressed up like that for?
It is true, my friend, that the white bird of hope can be as elusive as the butterfly's ghost. If my people have come for us, I'm ready to properly greet them. If not, I shall console myself with the knowledge that the few minutes of delusion can be sweet, like the scent of a remembered rose.
Uniform, Nakamura. I'd forgotten we were enemies.
I hope, my friend, it does not make us enemies again.
Of course not, Nakamura. We've been through too much together. Anyway, we both know the war must have ended many years ago.
Just as you have surely reconciled to the fact that your country met inevitable defeat.
Don't start that argument again.
But if rescue is imminent, you must prepare yourself, Lieutenant Ryan.
Let's not torture ourselves, Nakamura. The only fact we have to face is that this cave will shortly be our tomb as it has been for all the others.
What is it? I don't know. It looks like some kind of machine. No. Maybe someone come for us.
You can doubt no longer. My countrymen have come.
Your countrymen are mine, Nakamura. There's something wrong.
Nothing, Lee. We're keeping the channels open just in case.
It's still a long way from that island ship.
I know. What are your plans?
I'll know that when we get there.
Not my people.
He's had a bad knock on the head. It's nothing serious. He'll come around. I'm Nelson of the Submarine Seaview.
Lieutenant Ryan, sir.
Oh. Well, you're Ryan.
Yes, sir. This is Lieutenant Wilson.
Wilson?
And that's Burger Johnson, sir. He's in a very bad way. Admiral, I wonder if
I know you've got a lot of questions. We can take care of that later. Right now, I've got to check the flying sub, see if there's a way of repairing it and getting us all out of here.
Admiral. That thing's a sub, and it flies?
The Admiral's right, Wilson. No questions now, except one, sir. When did the war end?
About a month after your submarine was sunk, Japan surrendered unconditionally.
One lousy month. It cost us 28 years.
Weren't there two other men here?
Yes, Bates is dead, sir.
What about that Japanese lieutenant?
Nakamura, he's off by himself somewhere. Now, Admiral, if you'll just tell us what you want us to do. Nobody wants to get away from anywhere faster than we want to get out of this cave.
Well, first, I have to check the hull. There's a leak that has to be stopped before we can do anything.
There's still a supply of a sealing compound aboard the old Tetra, sir.
Well, let's get it.
Engine room to Skipper. The nuclear reactor is overheating badly. We can't keep on emergency power much longer.
If you have to, back her off. Can't you give me a few more minutes? We're almost there.
Affirmative, Skipper. I'll tie it down.
I don't know what to make of it, Skipper. Since that last big shake, there hasn't been a thing. Not a thing. But maybe that's encouraging.
Well, maybe. Maybe it could also mean the island isn't there anymore.
Full speed astern. Full speed astern.
Aye, aye, sir.
Activate collision screen. Activate collision screen.
Aye, aye.
Activate forward monitor.
Aye, aye.
Engine room. Ahead 1/3.
Feeling better?
I guess we found what we were after, Admiral.
Yeah, we managed to get swept in the same current that brought the Tetra in here.
Are we trapped? Is flying sub wrecked?
Not quite. The motors are okay. We've managed to stop up a leak and get her pumped out. Now, as soon as the tide changes and the current flows the other way, we'll be able to leave.
The, crew of the Tetra, where are they?
All aboard the flying sub. I let them have the emergency stores. You know, chocolate bars and canned ham can be wonderful things to men who've been living for years on fish and seaweed.
Well, one of them was too good.
Sir, may I talk to you? Of course.
Who's he?
He's a yeoman from the Tetra, Burger Johnson. We're going to take you aboard the flying sub, Johnson. But first I want to give you some medicine.
Flying sub, sir?
That's right. Now, here, take this.
Admiral, I can't find Nakamura anyplace, sir. This is a big cave. It's full of crevices and potholes.
We've got to leave as soon as the tide turns.
We can't leave without him. Why, if it hadn't been for him, I doubt if any of us would be alive.
Look, with this volcano ready to blow, any delay would be suicidal.
It's gonna take a lot of chocolate to get the fish out of my mouth, but it sure tastes good. I'm glad you got over that bump over your head. I guess you can't know how good it is for us to see you.
You're either Wilson or Ryan. Which?
Lieutenant Wilson. There's Skipper Ryan, right there. Come on, I'll introduce you.
I'll introduce myself.
Oh, Lieutenant, this is Frank Worden who came in with me.
I'll give you my hand. My way.
What's the meaning of this, Worden?
Very simple, Admiral. This man's my father.
Your father? I'm your father.
Doesn't that make you feel proud?
My wife was your mother?
She's dead. Dead. Did you ever hear of anybody dying of shame? Well, she did.
He's insane. Edwin, he's stark raving mad.
Admiral, look!
That was our escape, our only way out. Not so. There is another way out. The way of Isaku Nakamura. You say that my country was defeated. You lie. The spirit of my people cannot be conquered. Have I not just proven it? Now, we shall all die together. You in the humiliation of defeat, and I, myself, in honor.
Hard port now. Dead slow ahead.
Aye, sir.
Steady as she goes. We found it. That must be the tunnel the flying sub disappeared in.
Is it big enough for the sea view?
Slow speed ahead. Full speed astern.
Tidal current. One that trapped the flying sub.
I never felt a current like this before. Even full speed astern doesn't stop us.
Up there ahead, the tunnel narrows. We're gonna be jammed in.
seismograph needle, Skipper. It's jumping all over the place.
You got a nice sense of timing, Riley. Torpedo room. Prepare to fire one. 0 range.
We're too close, Lee.
Rig for explosion. All hands stand by. Fire one.
You were born after I sailed on the Tetra. I didn't know I had a son.
We're all gonna die together. I'll see what difference it makes.
Makes a difference to me.
Why now? It's a little late to discover conscience.
I want to know about my wife. Tell me about her. I deserve that much.
You deserve that much. Tetra was lost about a month before I was born. And the news came that her hero husband was a coward and a murderer. You know what that did to her? Not even moving to another city, changing her name would help. Eventually killed her, Mr. Ryan. You don't have an answer for that one, do you?
How is he?
Not good. I saw you talking to your boy.
I tried to talk to him. He called me a coward and a murderer. I didn't get very far.
Well, a man carries a belly full of hate. A few words aren't going to change him.
You said your submarine was on the way. If by some miracle they find us and get us out of here, then I'll tell the truth. Maybe he can accept it then.
What is the truth, Lieutenant?
I don't know the whole story, Admiral. I can only guess. A man did escape from the Tetra while we were under attack. He deserted his post and went out through an escape hatch. I suppose he told some kind of a story to prevent himself from being court-martialed. He figured we were dead, his lies were safe.
Well, the Navy may reopen the investigation if we get out of here. Can you prove your story?
It's not an unsupported story, Admiral. There's Wilson and Johnson. Even a man who was my prisoner at the time, Nakamura. Ask them.
I don't think that'll be necessary.
Skipper!
I found him hiding in the rocks, and he's proud of what he did.
Nakamura, why did you do this to us?
My country has been crushed, enslaved under the cruel heel of the enemy. But I shall not be enslaved, nor shall I return to be subjected to further indignities. A perverse fate has willed that I have fought the final battle of the war.
I want to kill you right now. That's enough, Wilson. We might have made it out of here.
He's our friend.
You would stand by me, old friend, after what I have done. Can you find it in your heart to forgive me?
Just saw a man die, Warden.
Are we all gonna die, Admiral?
Well, you haven't got a chance, and you know it now with that volcano ready to blow any second.
I also saw an act of forgiveness.
I know what you're driving at, Admiral. It's no use. Could you forgive a man who left a brand of coward on his wife and son?
You think a coward can command and fight a submarine? You think a coward could survive in this miserable hole for all these years?
Poor friend. My madness has killed him.
No, Nakamura. Johnson couldn't have lasted much longer, even with help.
You prove that lies sometimes can be the balm of kindness, but no lie can soften the fact that I have doomed all of you.
Oh, well. None of us really expected to get out of here alive anyway.
Admiral, look.
Permission to come aboard, sir.
Permission granted, Lee.
Sorry I couldn't get the Seaview in any closer. She surfaced a couple of 100 yards away around the bend, sir.
Good. You can tell me how you did it later. All right. You heard the commander. Your rescue vessel's 200 yards away. Now get aboard.
Let's move!
We've got to get out of here. This whole place is going to go sky high.
No, you do not understand. I cannot return. You must save yourself.
surface. No. It'll be alive with falling lava. Damage control parties, report to stations. Seal off all compartments.
Scratch one volcano.
Excuse me, sir. The captain gave me permission to come forward. I'd like to speak to my father.
All right. There's plenty of room aft.
Thanks.
have a happy reunion. I shall never know such joy. I must return to my nation, knowing that it tastes nothing but the bitter gall of humiliation and defeat.
Once read a poem written by one of your countrymen. Something about spring and broken apple blossoms.
In spring, the broken apple blossom flutters down, faded and forgotten, to hide its lost beauty in the cold earth. And yet, the pathetic apple blossom has a timeless power. And on another spring, we rise into a new and stronger tree.
That's the philosophy of your own people, Lieutenant. But you forget, many springs have come and gone since the end of the war.
স্পাইসি থাকবে না প্লেন থাকবে এরকম?
এটা প্লেনই থাকবে। আমি আজকে করছি সিচিলিয়ান পেপার বিফ, বক চই আর হোমমেড নুডলস রামেন। অলমোস্ট আমার ডান হয়ে গেছে। আমি এখন ব্রোডটা বানাচ্ছি রামেনের। আমি হচ্ছে তেরিয়াকি চিকেন করতেছি, সাথে হচ্ছে গার্লিক ব্রোকলি অ্যান্ড এটা হচ্ছে যাবে হচ্ছে বাউয়ের সাথে বাউবান। সো আমার সব কিছু অলমোস্ট মানে প্রিপারেশন রেডি, এখন জাস্ট এটা হয়ে গেলে প্লেটিং করব।
আমার আজকের রেসিপি ছিল রোস্টেড টমেটো অ্যান্ড চিজ স্টাফ ক্রিস্পি চিকেন বেস্ট উইথ মাশরুম রিসোটো। আমার অলরেডি মাশরুম রিসোটো করা কমপ্লিট। আমি এখন হচ্ছে রোস্টেড টমেটো অ্যান্ড চিজ স্টাফ ক্রিস্পি চিকেন বেস্টের একবার হচ্ছে শ্যালো ফ্রাই করে নিয়েছি, আমি আরেকবার ফ্রাই করব ক্রিস্পি আনার জন্য।
আজকে আমার ডিশ ছিল প্রন বিস্ক, আর সাথে আমি সার্ভ করব হচ্ছে গিয়ে প্রন বল দিয়ে। আর আমার হোমমেড ব্রেড যেটা সেটার সব কিছু শেষ হয়ে গেছে। আশা করি এই টাইমের মধ্যে আমি কমপ্লিট করতে পারবো।
আজকে আমার রেসিপি হচ্ছে একটা টুইস্টেড রেসিপি, যেটা হচ্ছে ডার্ক চকলেট অ্যান্ড চিলি মুস্টার্ড উইথ হচ্ছে গিয়ে স্ট্রবেরি পোলিস অ্যান্ড ক্যারামেলাইজ পপকর্ন অন টপ। আর আমার টার্টটা হবে হচ্ছে গিয়ে কোকোয়া টার্ট। টার্ট শেল বেকিং চলছে, মুজ ফ্রিজিংয়ে আছে, ক্যারামেল সস আর স্ট্রবেরি কোলিসটা হচ্ছে গিয়ে ইন প্রসেস।
টার্টসেন বানাচ্ছি, আর ওখানে আমার অ্যাপেল পাই রেডি, আর ওভেনে আমার পাই আছে, আর আমার একটা কম্পোট রেডি হয়েছে। এটা এখন জাস্ট এটা আমি ফ্রাই করে কম্পোটে ডিপ করব।
সো এটা তো জাস্ট টার্টসেনটা হচ্ছে, রাইট? এন্ড দেন হোয়াটস দ্য প্ল্যান, মানে এটাকে অরেঞ্জ হানি কিভাবে?
অরেঞ্জ হানি সস বানিয়েছি, সসে আমি ডিপ করে দেবো জাস্ট।
কি বানাচ্ছেন?
আমার ছিল আজকে চিকেন পাই, তো আমি ওটা প্রিপারেশন করতেছি, সাথে ম্যাশ পটেটো ছিল আর সতে পেয়ার।
আমি মোজারেলা যে উপরে টপিং সসটা যাবে ওইটা রেডি করে ফেলেছি, আর বিটটাও রেডি করে ফেলেছি। নাচোস আমার হয়ে গেছে। নাচোস ডান? জি, ওকে।
সুন্দর, খুব সুন্দর হয়েছে। এই প্লেন থাকবে নাকি?
সস বানাবো কয়েকটা, আর এটা উপরে বিফের উপরে যাবে।
স্পাইসি থাকবে না প্লেন থাকবে এরকম?
এটা প্লেনই থাকবে।
যাদের স্কোর সর্বনিম্ন হবে এবং এই 20 পার্টিসিপেন্টসের মধ্য থেকে বটম 2 পার্টিসিপেন্ট আজকে বিদায় নেবে। আমি কার স্কোর প্রথমে বলবো?
আমরা লেফটে উর্মি থেকে শুরু করি।
শিওর। প্রথমেই চট্টগ্রামের উর্মি। আজকে নট ব্যাড, খুব একটা যে খারাপ হয়েছে এমনটা বলা যাবে না, ভালোই ছিল, একটু হয়তো টুকটাক ভুল ছিল। আর স্ক্রিনে চোখ রাখি দেখি আপনার স্কোর কত। লেটস হ্যাভ এ লুক। 24 আউট অফ 30। এবারে স্ক্রিনে চোখ রাখবো টোটাল স্কোর কত হলো দুটো চ্যালেঞ্জ মিলিয়ে। 44 আউট অফ 60। থ্যাংক ইউ উর্মি মাহবুব। কুষ্টিয়ার জিনাত, দেখবো আপনার স্কোর কত। লেটস হ্যাভ এ লুক। জিনাত হাসান চারু 19.6 আউট অফ 30। এবার স্ক্রিনে একটু চোখ রাখবো, দেখবো আপনার টোটাল স্কোর কত। 43.6 আউট অফ 60। কুমিল্লার সাফায়েত, স্ক্রিনে চোখ রাখছি। লেটস হ্যাভ এ লুক। 22.2 আউট অফ 30। এবারে দেখবো দুটো চ্যালেঞ্জ মিলিয়ে আপনার স্কোর কত হলো। 47.8 আউট অফ 60। এবারে সাইমা ফরিদপুরের, স্ক্রিনে চোখ রাখি দেখি স্কোর কি আছে। 29.2। কংগ্রাচুলেশনস সাইমা বিনতে হানিফ। স্ক্রিনে চোখ রাখি যে প্রথম চ্যালেঞ্জ এবং সেকেন্ড চ্যালেঞ্জ মিলিয়ে স্কোর কত দাঁড়ালো। 50.2 আউট অফ 60। ঢাকার প্রতিযোগী রূপা, আপনার আজকের স্কোর কত সেটাই জানার পালা। লেটস হ্যাভ এ লুক। 28.8 আউট অফ 30। কংগ্রাচুলেশনস রূপা। এবার দেখব দুটো চ্যালেঞ্জ মিলিয়ে আপনার ফলাফল কত। 53.4 আউট অফ 60। কংগ্রাচুলেশনস।
আমি আমার মতো করে ট্রাই করেছি আমার বেস্টটা দেওয়ার জন্য। আমি আজকে ভেবে নিয়েছি আমি আমার বেস্টটা দিয়েই যাব।
চট্টগ্রামের অসিত, দেখা যাক আজকের পারফরমেন্স কতটা ভালো হয়েছে। লেটস হ্যাভ এ লুক। 28.2 আউট অফ 30। কংগ্রাচুলেশনস অসিত। এবার দেখব দুটো চ্যালেঞ্জ মিলিয়ে আপনার ফলাফল কত। 53.6 আউট অফ 60। কংগ্রাচুলেশনস অসিত। সর্বকনিষ্ঠ প্রতিযোগী বরিশালের নওশিন, খাবারটাও একটু ডিফারেন্ট ছিল, দেখি স্কোর কি বলে। 27.2 আউট অফ 30। কংগ্রাচুলেশনস নওশিন। একটু স্ক্রিনে চোখ রাখি দেখি দুটো চ্যালেঞ্জ মিলিয়ে টোটাল স্কোর কত দাঁড়ালো। লেটস হ্যাভ এ লুক। 50.8 আউট অফ 60। কংগ্রাচুলেশনস নওশিন।
খুব খারাপও হয়নি, খুব বেশি ভালোও হয়নি। বাট প্রত্যাশা হচ্ছে যে ডে বাই ডে আমি যত চ্যালেঞ্জ সামনে আসবে আমি আরও ভালো করার ট্রাই করব।
ঢাকার প্রতিযোগী নাশিতা ভালো ছিল এবং আপনার ফুড দিয়েই আজকে আমরা ফুড টেস্টিংটা শুরু করেছিলাম। আমাদের বিজ্ঞ বিচারক দিলারাহানি পূর্ণিমা বলছিলেন যে মিষ্টি মুখ করে আজকে শুরু হলো এবং আমি ফিদা হয়ে গেছি। এখন দেখি স্কোরে কি আছে। লেটস হ্যাভ এ লুক। 27.8 আউট অফ 30। তো একটু দেখে নেব যে দুটো চ্যালেঞ্জ মিলিয়ে নাশিতা বাশারের স্কোর কত হলো। 54.4 আউট অফ 60। কংগ্রাচুলেশনস। ডক্টর মুনিম ফরিদপুরে ডক্টর মুনিম এবং পূর্ণিমা ম্যাম বলছিলেন যে ভেতরের অংশটা খুব মজার ছিল, শুধু বাইরের অংশটা যদি একটু পুড়ে না যেত তাহলে হয়তো খাবারটা খুবই সুস্বাদু হতো। দেখা যাক স্কোরটা দেখি। 22.4 আউট অফ 30। ডক্টর মুনিমের দুটো চ্যালেঞ্জ মিলিয়ে টোটাল স্কোরটাই মুহূর্তে দেখে নেব। 37.6 আউট অফ 60। এবার জয়পুরহাটের কুমু, যার দিকে আমাদের বিজ্ঞ বিচারকদের আলাদা নজরদারি ছিল যে সে আজকে কি করে। ফুডটা খুবই ভালো ছিল। একটু স্ক্রিনে চোখ রাখি, দেখি স্কোর কত। 29.6 আউট অফ 30। কংগ্রাচুলেশনস কুমু। সো আজকে ছিল আমাদের সেকেন্ড চ্যালেঞ্জ, স্বাদের বিশ্বভ্রমণের সেকেন্ড ডে। তার মানে সেকেন্ড চ্যালেঞ্জে আজকে দিনে টপ স্কোরার হচ্ছেন কুমু। কুমু, একটু তাহলে স্ক্রিনে চোখ রাখি, দুটো চ্যালেঞ্জ মিলিয়ে আপনার স্কোর কত দাঁড়ালো। লেটস হ্যাভ এ লুক। 56.8 আউট অফ 60। কংগ্রাচুলেশনস। কুমু, বিগ কংগ্রাচুলেশনস, ইউ আর দ্য টপ স্কোরার।
বড়াটা দেখে আসলে এত লোভনীয় লাগছিল যে এটা আগেই এটা ফ্রাই করি, বাট এটা যখন আমি খেলাম সেম প্রবলেম, সেম চিউই লাগছে, ব্লেন্ড হয়নি, সব ভেতরের ইনগ্রিডিয়েন্টসগুলো একটু কাঁচা কাঁচা রয়ে গেছে।
আপনাদের টিমটা আই ফেল্ট ওয়াজ দ্য স্ট্রংগেস্ট টুডে অ্যান্ড এক্সপেকটেশন অনেক বেশি ছিল।
জয়পুরহাটের কুমু এবং ঢাকার শিয়াজুতি চলে আসুন আপনাদের রেসিপি নিয়ে।
ওয়ালাইকুম জাজেস। ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম। হ্যালো।
আমরা আজকে বানিয়েছি শেফ সাদা ভাত আর কলার থোড়ের হচ্ছে একটা মুইঠা, যেটাকে আমরা বলি চাপও বলি, সোজা কথা বড়া। আর থোড়েরই একটা চাটনি বানিয়েছি বড়ার সাথে খাওয়ার জন্য, মানে টক থোড় আছে এটাতে শুধু ব্লেন্ড করা। আর হচ্ছে কলার মোচা দিয়ে একটা ভাজি বানিয়েছি। এখানে আমরা শুধু আলু দিয়েছি, কারণ এখানে কোনো প্রোটিন বা অন্য কোনো মাছ মাংস অ্যাড করিনি, যাতে ওইটারই ফ্লেভারটা থাকে।
লুক ওয়াইজ মানে দেখতে খুব ভালো লাগছে, প্রেজেন্টেশন খুবই সুন্দর। বড়াটা দেখে আসলে এত লোভনীয় লাগছিল যে এটা কাইন্ড অফ পেঁয়াজুর মতন মনে হচ্ছিল। বড়া আমার কাছে মনে হচ্ছিল আগেই এটা ফ্রাই করি, বাট এটা যখন আমি খেলাম সেম প্রবলেম, সেম চিউই লাগছে, ব্লেন্ড হয়নি, সব ভেতরের ইনগ্রিডিয়েন্টসগুলো একটু কাঁচা কাঁচা রয়ে গেছে। স্পাইসেস যা আছে এটার ফ্লেভারগুলো বোঝা যাচ্ছে। আর এটাও থোড় দিয়ে করেছেন না মোচা দিয়ে করেছেন?
এটা
মোচা দিয়ে করছেন। এটা তো সেম, যে ছোটো ছোটো করে কিউব করেছেন, বাট এই যে দু একটা কিউব একটু বড়, এটাও যখন বাইট দিচ্ছি সেম চিউই লাগছে। একমাত্র মনে হয় আমার কাছে আপনাদের চাটনিটা সবচাইতে বেস্ট। মানে এই চাটনিটা আমাকে যদি বলেন খেতে সব কিছু দিয়ে, আমি আপনাদের কাছ থেকে এই রেসিপিটা নিয়ে যাব। চাটনিটা অনেক ভালো, বাট শুধু চাটনি দিয়ে তো পার পাওয়া যাবে না।
আই টোটালি এগ্রি উইথ ম্যাম। এটা দেখে আপনি যখন প্রথমে প্লেটটা রেখেছিলেন আমার অনেক খেতে ইচ্ছা করছিল, অনেক লোভনীয় লাগছিল, বাট অ্যাজ সুন অ্যাজ আই টেক আ বাইট I was expecting it to be crunchy, to crispy হবে, but it's very flat. Chutney, I think it's wow. So chutney ta diye khele overall এটা ভালো লাগে, but by itself খেলে it doesn't taste significant কোনো, it's not tasting wow, it's not tasting any good. সেম গোজ ফর দিস। আপনি যেটা বলছেন ওটার সাথে কথার সাথে ফুডটা মিলে না। আপনাদের টিমটা আই ফেল্ট ওয়াজ দ্য স্ট্রংগেস্ট টুডে অ্যান্ড এক্সপেকটেশন অনেক বেশি ছিল। আই থট সামথিং গ্রেট ইজ গোয়িং টু কাম আউট অফ ইট, বাট ইট ওয়াজন্ট ইয়োর ডে টুডে।
এটা মুইথা যেটা বললে বানিয়েছো, ভেরি ড্রাই। ওর মধ্যে অন্য একটা কিছু ইনগ্রেডিয়েন্টস ইউজ করলে ওটা একটু খেতে ফ্রাঞ্চিনেসও থাকতো, বাট আর একটু সফট হতো, মুখে বাইতে ভালো লাগতো। চাটনিটা ভালো ছিল। আর যেটা আরেকটা করেছো আলুর পিসটা, আর এই যে কলার মোচার পিস, হ্যাঁ একটা কিউব হয়ে গেছে আর আরেকটা কুচি কুচি হয়েছে। ঠিক এইটা যেরকম পিস করা হয়েছিল, আলুটাও যদি সেম পিস করা হতো তখন খেতে ভাল লাগে।
দুটো জিনিস, কস্টিংটা কখন করা হয়েছে?
কস্টিং আমরা হচ্ছে প্লেটিংয়ের আগে করেছি।
প্লেটিংয়ের আগে কস্টিং করা হয়েছে?
জি।
সময় শেষ হওয়ার আগে?
ও পিছনে কস্টিং করছিল, আমি বড় হাত ছিলাম।
দ্যাটস নাম্বার 1। নাম্বার 2 ইজ স্টেশন দেওয়া আছে, কাজ আমরা সব স্টেশনেই করব। আমি এখান থেকে দেখছিলাম যে ইউ গাইজ আর ইউজিং পিছনের ওই টেবলটা। এটা তো একটা আনফেয়ার অ্যাডভান্টেজ হয়ে যায়, রাইট? সবার কাছে একটা স্টেশন আছে, সো উই উইল ইউজ অনলি দ্য স্টেশন। অন্য কোনো প্রপস, পিছনের টেবিল, এগুলো আমরা ইউজ করতে পারবো না। থ্যাংক ইউ।
তোমার দুটো রেসিপি আমার ভালো লেগেছে, বাট বেশি ভালো লেগেছে হচ্ছে ডেজার্টটা। কিন্তু এইটা আমার কাছে অনেকটা হালুয়া টাইপ মনে হয়েছে, মানে ফ্লেভারটা। মূলার কোনো বাইট, ডেজার্ট অথবা হালুয়া বলি, যাই বলি, এটা টু গুড।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
এবারে নারায়ণগঞ্জের প্রতিযোগী নিশাত আঞ্জুম, আপনার ফুড নিয়ে চলে আসুন। বাবা, কত কত ফুড!
হ্যালো জাজেস।
হ্যালো।
হ্যালো, হাই
ম্যাম, আমি একটা স্যাভরি টার্ট করেছি। এটা হচ্ছে ক্রিস লরেন উইথ র্যাডিশ। আর হচ্ছে ডেজার্টে করেছি আমি র্যাডিশ সুইট বাইট।
নিশা, তুমি বেসটা কি বিস্কিটের বেস ব্যবহার করেছো নিচে?
আমি টার্টের বেস করেছি।
টার্টে তার সুইট ডো যেটাকে বলি আর কি। তুমি কিন্তু সল্টেড করে করেছো।
হ্যাঁ, আমি স্যাভরি
স্যাভরি করেছো, খেতে ভালো হয়েছে। তারপরে তোমার ইয়েটা ভালো ছিল, ডোটা ভালো ছিল, মানে ওয়েল ডান হয়েছে, আবার সফট ছিল।
তোমার দুটো রেসিপি আমার ভালো লেগেছে, বাট বেশি ভালো লেগেছে হচ্ছে ডেজার্টটা। কিন্তু এইটা আমার কাছে অনেকটা হালুয়া টাইপ মনে হয়েছে, মানে ফ্লেভারটা। থ্যাংক ইউ।
নিশাদ, আমার কাছে আপনার পাইটা ভালো লেগেছে। থ্যাংক ইউ ম্যাম। খেতে মজা, পারলে খাওয়াও টাইপের হয়েছে, বিকজ আমি এখানে একদমই মূলার কোনো কিছুই পাচ্ছি না। কাইন্ড অফ একটু পিৎজার মতন হয়েছে। স্পেশালি ডেজার্টটা অনেক বেশি ভালো হয়েছে। থ্যাংক ইউ। গুড় দিয়ে মূলার কোনো বাইট, ডেজার্ট অথবা হালুয়া বলি, যাই বলি, এটা টু গুড।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
Kishta, I felt it was a risky move. It's a classic French recipe. I think you did a great job. Bhalo chilo, taste balance of beef with mula, with cheese, I think right and appropriate notes ke hit kore. Overall bhalo chilo. I wish eta arektu shokto hoto. এটা উঠানো যাচ্ছে না, উঠানোর আগেই ভেঙে যাচ্ছে। সো সার্ভিংয়ের সময় একটু প্রবলেম হতে পারে। ইউ ওয়ন্ট বি এবল টু সার্ভ পিসেস। খিস ইউজুয়ালি আমরা কেটে পিসেস হিসাবে সার্ভ করি, সো ওই জায়গাতে একটু টেকনিক্যালি ভুল হয়ে যাচ্ছে। বাট ওভারঅল আই থিঙ্ক দ্যাট ওয়াজ আ গুড ট্রাই।
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার।
মূলা টেস্ট ওয়াইজ ওভাবে করে বোঝা যায় না, বাট আই ক্যান ফিল যে মূলা আছে এটার মধ্যে। হোয়াট আই রিয়েলি লাইক ইজ দিস, এটাতে মূলা টেস্ট করা যায়। ইট ইজ আ সুইট ডিশ, বাট গুড় কনডেন্স মিল্ক দেওয়ার পরেও যে অ্যামাউন্ট অফ সুইটনেসটাকে আপনি ব্যালেন্স করতে পেরেছেন, আই রিয়েলি লাইক দিস। সো ওভারঅল আজকে ভালো ট্রাই ছিল। দিস ইজ নট দ্য বেস্ট ডিশ ইউ হ্যাভ ফেড আস, বাট ইটস গুড এনাফ। ঠিক আছে, কস্টিংও ঠিক আছে। কিচেন ক্লিন ছিল না, বাট কস্টিং ঠিক আছে।
জাজেসদের ভালো লেগেছে, কমেন্টস ভালো এসেছে, মানে আরও একটু ভালো করতে হতো। আর আমি একটা সুইট বাইট করেছি রেডিশ দিয়ে, তো এটা জাস্ট ওয়াও ছিল, সবাই বলেছে। আমার অন্য জাজেসদেরও ভালো লেগেছে, গেস্ট জাজেস তারও ভালো লেগেছে, কারণ সে যেহেতু উনি কখনো মূলা খায় না, তো ওনাকে আমি খাওয়াতে পেরেছি। আমি স্যাটিসফাই আজকের এই ডিশ দুটো ট্রাই করে।
Ok, và mình sẽ tô cả cái phần dưới này của cái lúc lắc bằng màu vàng nha. Ok, và mình đã dùng xong màu vàng rồi nha. Và tiếp theo thì mình sẽ dùng màu tím để tô phần bên trên này của lúc lắc nhé. Ok, và mình sẽ tô tương tự như vậy với một chấm ở bên phía cánh bên phải nữa nha. Ok, vậy là mình đã dùng xong màu tím để tô bức tranh rồi nha. Và tiếp theo thì mình sẽ cất màu tím này đi. Và mình sẽ sử dụng màu vàng nha. Mình sẽ dùng màu vàng để tô phần hai cái chấm ở trên thân của chú bọ rùa này trước đã. Ở đây mình sẽ dùng màu vàng này đi. Đây là màu vàng mình sẽ sử dụng. Về sớm ấy.
Thầy thích là được. Tuần này là cái thầy dễ hơn thầy dạy. Lần trước là thầy khác.
Ai biết tưởng định
Mấy cái video này cùng cười vậy. Ở dưới kia nãy người ta chắc quýt xe vào người kiểu đi xe, mít vào cái bà đi bộ hay sao. Bà ngã đấy xong rồi cái nước ảo lên đâm trên người à, không phải mẹ nó. Xấu hổ ấy, xong mấy ông xung quanh mấy ông ấy hỏi. Xấu hổ gì đó. Rồi, lấy đây. Thì đây Vân. Sao mà cái ăn với ỉa thế?
Điền ở sáng, từ sáng rồi. Em gom lại đây.
Cảm ơn. Cảm ơn vì đã đến.
Khiếp, mua ốp mới mà cái mùi ốp mới toàn silicone ghê quá.
Thế hả?
Mùi đang đau ở đầu. Ok, và mình sẽ tô cả phần giữa này của chú bọ rùa này bằng màu vàng mình đang cầm nha. Cười lên mặt to như nhau.
Tưởng sinh đôi không ấy.